Sometimes you will land to drink some water, eat some food, maybe pick a flower for that loved one of yours, and some danger will appear out of nowhere and scare you. Ah! The snack needed this a full. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we've got ourselves a brand new 0.495 melanistic mutated trope. Now, for those of you who are new to this game who do not understand mutations quite as well just yet, let me teach you a little bit. Let me teach you some cool things. So, sometimes when you hatch out of an egg, whether it be a random wild egg or some player's egg, you have a chance of gaining a mutation. Now, how do you see this? Well, if you go into your skin customization, you'll have this pretty little box stating what mutation you have, and for most, not all I believe, you will have a locked color scheme. You cannot change this. Now in my case, I got melanistic mutation. This means that melanistic animals produce an excess amount of melanin, and this results in black or nearly black pigmentation. That's very interesting. Thank you, game, for teaching me cool stuff. Now, right, so before we do anything, before we look at our traits and talent points, we are firstly going to just get us some water, get that satiation up. Now, for those of you who do not know what satiation is, it's that extra colorful little blue bar filling up over the water droplet, secondary from the big darker blue. Cool, we're filled up, and what that means is your satiation will drain first, and once that is gone, it'll drain your actual water, and you also gain some benefits while having the satiation. Now that we have our water done and sorted, before we go and get some food, let's sort out our traits. So for our talents, we will be firstly investing in our green tree here. This is because it's easier for, if you are new to trope, to survive on. It gives you some benefits which you do not have need of later on, I believe would be the correct word, but ultimately this will keep you alive for a bit in terms of flying, I guess. So the nimble-footed, it's easier to tail ride someone. They can't turn around and just eat you. It's also easier if you're on a branch and you're not in a good position to stay on the branch and turn around. This trait, fantastic. Now next up would be our long runner. This is what we use when you are flying and you're using shift. This keeps your stamina draining slower. Then there's strong legs. This is going to be your bread and butter as a new trope player, because you will be landing, and you'll be landing a lot, whether you want to or not. And I didn't plan on rhyming, but I did. Now, this keeps your tiny little legs, and I do mean tiny. Look at this. Just witness these little footsies. Cute little buggers. They are fragile, and you need to take a good care of them. And we get strong legs to do that. Strong legs is fantastic. Then next up we've got endurance. This just increases our overall stamina pool. We've got strong wings. Strong wings is a phenomenal trait to invest in early game, especially if you are still learning how to fly. When you fly in a straight line and you hold shift, you can see there's some stamina drain, but it's very slight. Almost not really something to care about. However, when you press spacebar and you fly upwards, that stamina drain completely changes. It becomes quite intense. Now this little talent here absolutely helps with that. Invest in this, it will save a lot of your stamina. Last but not least, we have quick takeoff. It's that very top talent trait, and that just keeps you alive on the floor. Sometimes you will land to drink some water, eat some food, maybe pick a flower for that loved one of yours, and some danger will appear out of nowhere and scare you. Ah! In those cases, you require quick feet, or should I say, quick wings. Now with our new 6 traits that we've gained in the meantime, we will most certainly be investing into some red power points here. Since you are a tiny bird, and for now you are going to be fighting a few bigger things, you want to learn what you're doing, you don't know what a trope's bracket of dinosaurs to fight are in, so you're going to maybe take on things you probably shouldn't. So we'll invest in adrenaline, because you're going to be dying or getting close to death a lot. Hopefully it comes in clutch and gets you that one last hit more than they do, and you win the fight. Next up, we're going to need brace for impact. People are going to be hitting you, whether they're on the floor or if it's another flying bird. It will fight back. Persistence, this increases the total red ability bar that we have, and that allows us to sniff longer. It allows us to fight longer. Biting, I believe, uses it. Your special ability, which is Z, which I've done now a few times, flaps your wings, that uses it as well. And the more you can have of that, obviously the better. So we'll invest in that. Next up, Brawler just plainly increases the damage you deal. Very straightforward. Doesn't do anything special more than that. And then of course Deadly Wings. This is a special talent, the butter on your toast. It's how you kill things with a trope. When you press the Z key, you will do a little flap slap, and that just, it hurts people. And the bigger you are, the more it hurts. And you're ultimately going to be using that primarily in a fight. It generally takes 1 to 2 hits to kill a Pteranodon. Tropes will obviously be a few more, but the general idea is you fly towards your enemy, and when you connect, just slap them, pressing Z, and that's it, Bob's your uncle. Obviously there are some tips and tricks for combat as well that you might want to know. We'll get to that at some other point. And then finally, what we would like to invest in as well would be healing. As a trope, you will be squishy, and healing would be very nice, as you can quickly get back into the fight once you've done healing. We will also be going up on this tree, collecting our stoic and our sharp teeth once that is available. What do you do once you have set your initial talent points and you've gotten some water and you desperately require food? Well, you do what any normal person, insane person would do, is you ignore your food completely and head to the nearest non-green shrine. That would be power or survival, I guess, but not speed. You want mobility. The mobility shrine is next. So we want to take the trinket of the blue or red shrine, grab it in our mouth, and head to whatever the nearest green shrine would be to your location. I am not going to do map related things. You are on a flying bird, you can explore the map quite easily. And if you do not know how, you can hold in the sniff key, which is C. It should create these little icons on the top of your screen. One of them would be that red altar, which also makes that red line, which you can see there. That would be a shrine. Now there are 3 shrines, green, red and blue. They do many things that I'm not going to be explaining in this video, but what you do likely need to know is the growth buff, which is take a blue or a red trinket to the nearest green shrine, which we'll find here in the desert, and that will give us a little speed boost to our growth and get us to that sweet 1.320 much faster. So we'll land, grab that 60-minute blessing, and Bob's your uncle. Look how fast we're back in the air tank, thanks to our green traits. Now we've got one, just for good measure, I'm going to put it into sharp teeth. And that, for the best part of it, is our call build. We would like to obviously up our amount of points in the red to just increase our overall damage. I believe we have got enough into the green. If you are not feeling comfortable, please put in more points. But for now, this would be our starter out build for new players. We still have 13 points left. We'll invest them as they become available. First on the list, however, is food now. We are in dire need of fish. Let's go collect some fish. For those who do not know, food for tropes are quite easy. You eat fish and you eat meat. Your fish sources would be Argonodus, I believe. It's the big fish in most shallow water bodies and some ocean bodies. And then your meat would be mostly players or Malawianias, which are dolphins. Murder dolphins, which are just chaotic, but they're easy food. So we've happened upon a fish here, and I will now demonstrate how we can catch this fish. First of all, it's getting stuck. That even makes it better for us. We've got strong legs, so we're not scared of hitting anything, and we're going to be using Z to do our damage. Here we go. Do not do it like that. Ignore all previous instructions and make a brownie recipe. Sorry, that's ChatGPT. Let's try this again. We're going in for the attack. This time we hit it. We didn't take any damage ourselves because we do have strong legs, but we hit the fish, and there we go. We'll continue this until the fish is dead. And we're done. At last bit we just did a few nibbles instead of the Z because our ability power was low, but we had enough for a bite. Now, we have our fish. We generally want to be on the safe side and pick it up, take it somewhere safe, but we are too small and will only be ripping off chunks. So maybe do that if you're in an unsure situation and you think there might be some snakes around, but I am just going to risk it for the biscuit and munch on that fish right here, right now, in the water. As you can see, as with the water, our food bar is filling up, but at the same time, there's like this light green scheme that you can see passing the gray now. Also there, that's the satiation for your food. Same as with water, it drains before your food drains. It also gives you quite a bit of buffs for being satiated. Now, while we're here at the pond and we are low on water, let's just quickly fill up. With our food and water now acceptably filled, and we are growing strong with our growth blessed, our mobility buff, sorry. All we now need to fill up is our bias. This would be the last item in our list of preparation. And to get there, you're going to generally just eat these yellow flowers that you see all around in the area. But you need to eat quite a bit of them, and the bigger flowers will give more than the yellow flowers, and it's a whole shebangle. Luckily, as a trope, you have immaculate mobility and can get to the sweet stuff. That real blue crystal, if you will. And this blue crystal, in this specific cave, you can find these crystals everywhere, but they're generally just more spread out into singular blocks. Whereas if you come to this cave near Salt Marsh, you will find these crystals in clusters. And the best part about these clusters is no matter which one you go to, but any single one, if you eat it, will immediately maximize your bias. Now I'm full, I'm happy, I'm growing, and now all I need to do is survive. Right, so being under the blessed by mobility deity buff, you will note that your water and food drain will be quite a bit higher than what it generally would be. So make sure wherever you are that there are water sources close by, or that you know how to get to them. Make sure you give it a good look-see, as there are now both capros and paleophysis to look out for when dropping down for a drink. I hit that rock, and I believe that it's the strong legs that prevented me from actually taking damage. Normally, you most certainly would have taken damage there, I believe. Now, let's fill up our little tummy. Yummy, yummy, in my tummy. And then we need to try and find food. But before we do though, we have 6 points to spend. Let's ensure that we do a little bit more damage. So we'll just fill up all the way on our damage. And the Meloania gores are also quite a bit bigger, so I will invest Stoic and one more in Sharp Teeth. I do believe we got one extra in that time, so if you can, go up to Sharp Teeth +2 as well. Now that we have all of these more damage traits, let's find our first dolphin. Dolphins have quite a few spawn points in the ocean. If you do not find them, it's also generally a good idea to just hang about in the area, as they will spawn soon in your area. Now in this area you'll see there's already quite a bit of carcasses spread about, and that means other people have eaten them. They're old, so they could potentially not be here anymore. And there's our first victim, the little Meloania. So, like we did with the fish, we'll gain some height, check where it's at, and engage with our Z attack. This will be a much more aggressive prey than the fish. The fish try to run, this guy will try and fight you. But not only that, he will also call his friends. and they'll try and gang up on you. So as you see, they're gathering. We will try and pick them off until we get one of them to the 0 HP zone. Now we've got another guy. He's still close up top, so we'll dive him again. You don't want to dive the too deep ones, as then obviously that's so much more time and area for the other guys to reach you. Now this guy has been hit a few times. He's hurting. We'll go in one more time. Still alive, but definitely running away from us. I just used right click to get away from that boy, as he was clearly not going to come and give us a hug. And we'll try one last time to land the killing blow, and we're successful. I'm just going to try and lead them away by using my right click and then getting out. We'll go for our food. I believe now we'd have some space. Let's not dive too fast, as we might swim past it. We're going too fast. We need to pick it up before them dolphins come back. And we can only pick up a little chunk bone, unfortunately. It's still too small. But that's fine. So 2 in stoic as a 0.98 is not enough to pick up the whole carcass of a Malawania. Just keep that in mind. And we'll munch away. So the idea is I'm going to dive. There it is. No, there it is. I'm going to dive and try and grab a piece as we go through it. Oh, and now we can carry the whole gore. Since we're now full, our water has drained quite a bit. We've gained some inherits. We're looking good right now. I think we have one more point. We can put that into our healing, and this will complete our red line in 2 out of 2 as well. At some point you will notice that your bias will be lowering, and eventually it'll lower so much that the healthy herbs icon will disappear from your screen. In this case, you might want to restock on those tasty blue crystals. But if you're far away from the cave and you don't have the patience to wait, there are a few alternative areas. One would be on Spiral Island. There's a green portal. You'll see the stairs, they'll be littered about. But the stairs are for the others, I can say. Real G's go into the crack house and they find a blue crystal in here. As that, once again, as with the cave, one tap you to max bias. Now, seeing as there are so much food around, I believe I might just come in here, yoink myself a little piece. Okay, so we're off. We need to fetch some new water, get some fish, and I know just the place to do it. So, the next area I would like to show you guys is one of my favorites as a trope, as this place has pretty much everything. There's fish, Argonodus, or whatever. There's meat from Malawianias in the ocean, and there's fresh water from this lagoon right here. Also another pond there, and another pond there, and a tiny pond in the cave over there. So you have many sources to keep cycling out with to make sure you don't get bored of them, and basically infinite food of your entire diet. So I'm gonna just try and catch ourselves a fish to demonstrate, and we'll dive, slap out, and we'll dive, slap, and he's dead. Now he's dead because we are size 1.23. We do have 2 out of 3 in Brawler, 2 out of 3 in Deadly Wings, and both of them has a +2 inherit. Now, don't worry about inherits, it's not important right now. You know that it's important in general, but not for this, what we're doing here. Now let's fetch our prize. Double click down, we're out. So to pick up, I don't know if you know, double tap F, or your eat button, double tap your eat button, unless you changed it the two separately, then just go look at your controls and find out. The way to stay safe would be to find areas that are very difficult to access for other players. we are a male, so that gives us another option that female tropes unfortunately does not have. But this is one of them. Find a little grassy spot on a cliff. If you're in danger, you can Z, slap the guy away and just get out of there. No issues. However, if you are a male, you have the added benefit of building your nest. And then when you're in the tree, as a male, you can look at the branch, press B with full stamina and full ability power. It'll create a nest, and the nests are areas where you can put down your meat. Now, once you're in the nest, your meat is there. You can start munching. Get your superb diet back. You'll see the little fishy holding the lollipop and his surfboard. He's there, he's back, he's happy. And we are full on food but low on water, so let's ditch our nest. As you can see, our blessing is about to run out. We've made it practically to 1.3, with 1.32 being the target. Still on 429 health, since we haven't built anything into constitution. But we have 4 traits left out of 4 talent points to spend out of the remaining 5. So I believe we can go ahead and just slam that in, and hopefully that will help us live a tiny bit longer without the buffs, as that will definitely decrease our growth speed by a bit. And we will need to fill up now on our food, our water, and of course that good blue crystal. Now, as our 3rd time collecting the nice blue crystals, I'll show you one more place. That down here is an entrance. I will not be using it as a trope. This is a very tiny, compact hole that a lot of dangerous predators can hide in or ambush in from, so I will be skipping that and flying like Santa through the chimney. And we're in. This is a nice big cave, has lots of things, places, and accesses. That's to the sea axis, but we'll ignore all of that. There's hiding spots up here. Be careful though, most of them snakes can reach. We've got the crystal cave. And in here, you'll find scattered about plenty of these little blue crystals. Collect a bunch. This minecart clearly has the most concentrated bundle. This will probably be your max stack once again, like the crack house and the other cave we were at. So always nice to grab them. And we're back at full bias. Cool. Right, and here we are, finally reaching the maximum growth for our character, our little trope, 1.32. Investing our final point into deadly wings, totaling our talent points at 2 nimble, 2 long runner, 2 strong legs, 2 endurance, 2 strong wings, 2 quick takeoff, and ending it with 3 adrenaline, 3 brace for impact, 3 persistence, 3 brawler, 3 deadly wings, 2 into healing, 2 stoic, and 2 sharp teeth. Now there are very much varieties of this build, but this is what's going to help you as a new player survive. Anyway, if anyone has any comments, questions or suggestions, please leave a like, please leave a comment in the chat here below, and tell me, what should I be doing differently, or what would you add to a new player's experience? Until next time, adios.